Thank you so much for tuning in. Mr. Mitsubishi here. Today in this video we'll install body side moldings on the all-new 23 Outlander PHEV. When it comes to these side moldings, gas or PHEV makes no difference. You can put the same side molding on both options, and on PHEV we can go two ways. We can add this PHEV labeled side molding. Both are a diamond black color in this instance, or we can proceed with the regular Outlander side molding. So both would look great, but this time around what we'll do on the PHEV, we typically put these PHEV side moldings, but we're going to install Outlander because we already installed chrome hood emblem. There's going to be a bunch more accessories going on, so this is going to just work for our theme, what we're doing with this Outlander accessory wise a little bit better. We also installed the chrome door seals on this one, so there's a lot of kind of like chrome elements going on, so that's why we're going to proceed with these Outlander Outlander side moldings in this video. So we'll put this away. If you want to order one, just head to mrmitsubishi.ca. That's my accessory website. Free shipping to Canada, US, Australia, New Zealand, basically anywhere in the world. Free shipping, I'll ship one to you. So check out the store. I'll also link the store address in the video description. So if you want to head there, just click on it. It'll redirect you to the website. Right now, let's proceed to install. For people following my channel, they know I really like these side moldings, and to install them, it's actually really cool as well. So it gives you a lot of pleasure and satisfaction that you did it yourself. Like once it's installed, like it's gonna look like this. You have the black matching black, and you have this chrome line right here. So what we need is literally we just need a masking tape. We need to position the side molding where it has to be, and that's it. Remove the tape and tape it. So the main thing is, I've done it quite a few times now. I've also installed it to our local clients that have reached out to me that live locally. They've come to me and I've installed for them. Just don't rush. Whenever you do it, take your time and you'll be good. So, okay, so this sometimes it's stick together like that, sometimes not. Either way, we need to remove it and do first things first. So we line up this black part where we have to go. I always follow this door line right here. It's very easy to determine where it should be. So then we tape it where we want to be. Now, especially when you do it first time, don't rush. Once you've found the perfect spot, you just take a couple steps back and then you check it out, make sure it's the right angle, exactly where you want to be. Your tape is stuck on properly. Once you're happy with what you see, flip it over like this. Remove this tape, and now this is where it gets tricky, so to speak. This is a sticky part, and once it's on, it's on. So you need to make sure you don't rush. Okay, we're done. Now we press it like this. Give it a few days and then it'll dry properly. Then you can go through car washes and everything else. There's no restrictions like that. You just need to make sure. I prepped the surface already, but when you're doing it the first time, you need to make sure you clean it with alcohol rub, window cleaner, anything to just degrease the surface, and then you're good to go. Once that is done, you just remove this tape. We can reuse it for the second door, or you can use a new one. It makes no difference. Now this chrome stripe right here, same thing. We just line up where we want to be. Make sure we're happy with position and everything else. Again, if you want to, you can, take a step back. Okay, it's matching where we need it to match. Remove the red stripe like this. And slowly, steadily. Okay, so this is a little bit trickier because we need to make sure it rests properly. Oops, there we go. On the side molding. Okay. So don't press it too hard initially, because if you need to just peel it back a little bit, just like I had to peel it back a little bit, you can still do so. Okay. And there we go. Now we can press a little bit harder. And for the install, you just make sure that you do it in a shade when the metal is not too hot. Don't do it in direct sunlight, because then it's just going to be so much harder to do it, and like it might just stick on and glue. Not as good as you do it in proper temperature. If you live in hot climates, just go in an underground garage or wait till early in the morning or in the evening. If you're doing it in the winter, same thing. It's got to be warm enough. Don't do it when it's like super cold. Okay, we're done with the driver's door. Now we proceed and do the same thing with the passenger door. And a passenger door is a little bit different because you have all these Outlander letterings, right? And then if we flip it over, we can see that we need to remove them one by one. And O and D has even these little dots that you need to remove them individually. So again, make sure you don't lose them in the process. Place it where it needs to be. Okay, we're happy with that. Done, and done here, and then done this part. And now we flip it over and remove the tape. So sometimes I like to remove these letters first, because then you can hold on to this part and it doesn't stick. If you remove the big part first and then you remove these smaller letters, it's harder to do, because then your fingers might stick on. So I'll do this, and like I said, I've done it quite a few times. If you do it for the first time, it'll be much slower, but it's the end result that matters. Don't rush. Take your time. And once it's done, see how this part came out? I was talking about, we got to be very careful. Make sure we don't lose it. Okay, we'll put it back in. Okay, now we remove the big part. Okay, before we flip it over, the entire thing has to be off. Okay, now we flip it over like this. Put it back where we want to be. Make sure we don't glue this part on. Okay, and let's put the letter D back in. And the letter R came out, but not a big deal. We can place it in like this, right? So even if the letter falls out, we can still save the day and put it back in like this afterwards. Sometimes we can take all these letters out, put the side mounting first, and then put these letters individually. So I'm kind of glad that we had this little hiccup during the install, so you can see even if something happens during your install, you can always save the process. And once this is done, so same thing like with the other chrome line, we flip it over, make sure we position where it has to be. Remove the red tape. Rest it on the side molding, place it where it needs to be, and carefully put it back on. So apply some pressure, and we can consider these things to be done now. Okay, let's just take a step back and enjoy the end result. So this is how it looks. I think from visual perspective, it adds so much value and looks so much better. And now we'll proceed to do the other door. Like that chrome line just sticks out so nicely. We have these nice chrome Outlander letters, really cool looking. So like I said, two ways to go, either with PHEV side molding or Outlander. Both options are great. Because we're adding a little bit more chrome, I already added chrome, we just kept on going with this chrome theme. So pretty easy to install. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Hope you liked it, and see you next videos.